My boyfriend accidentally went viral on TikTok last month. The problem? The video was a cheating story time, and he was the cheater. I was in bed after a late shift, scrolling half asleep through my For You page, when I saw a girl crying in a car. The caption said, POV, you just caught your boyfriend cheating with his roommate broken heart. I almost scrolled past, until I noticed the tattoo on the guy's arm in the thumbnail. A black snake wrapped around a rose, exactly like the one my boyfriend, Ethan, got on his forearm last year. I clicked the video, turned up the volume, and in the first 2 seconds, my stomach dropped. Because there he was, my boyfriend, half-dressed, in some unfamiliar kitchen, kissing a girl who definitely wasn't me. And the girl filming? She was laughing through tears and saying, "So this is Ethan, my boyfriend of 2 years, cheating in the apartment I pay for. My name is Lena. I've been dating Ethan for 3 years. And I don't live with him, she does. If you're thinking, how did you not know? Trust me, I ask myself that every day. When I met Ethan, I was 22, working at a bookstore and taking night classes. He came in one evening wearing scrubs, buying a cheap paperback thriller. He joked, I save lives by day and rot my brain by night, and I laughed way too hard. He said he was a nurse on the night shift. He was charming, tired in a way that felt real, and he remembered small things I said. My coffee order, my brother's name, the fact that I hate raisins but love oatmeal cookies. We started dating, and for the first year, he was almost perfect. Good morning texts, random how's your day, voice notes, late night phone calls when he was on break at the hospital. He'd show up outside the bookstore with takeout at closing time, saying things like, I passed by and thought of you. Figured you hadn't eaten. My friends told me he seemed almost too good, but when you've spent your life dating emotionally unavailable boys, too good just feels like finally being treated right. I met his friends, saw the hospital where he worked, even FaceTimed him in the break room. The only weird thing was that he never wanted to call from home. His excuse, my roommates are loud and annoying. I'll introduce you when they move out. I'm barely there anyway. And I believed him, because when someone holds you while you cry about your exams, brings soup when you're sick, and remembers your birthday better than your own family, you don't start from he's lying. You start from I'm finally safe. Back to that night. I'm watching this girl's TikTok, and my brain is short-circuiting. The video is messy, clearly recorded in the moment. She's whisper yelling into the camera, walking down a hallway. So I came home early from my shift, because I wasn't feeling good, and guess whose car is outside? Ethan's. But he told me he was on nights. So I grabbed my phone, hit record, and look what I walked into. The camera swings around the corner into a kitchen. There's Ethan. Same hair, same tattoo, same ugly pajama shorts I bought him as a joke. He's standing between a girl's legs while she sits on a counter, his hands on her hips. The TikTok blurs his face a little, but not enough. Not if you've kissed that face 1,000 times. I paused, unpaused, replayed. My hands were shaking so badly I almost dropped my phone. Comments were already flooding in. Girl, leave him. Men named Ethan, always the problem skull. Post his I will handle it. I clicked on the girl's profile. Username at NotioUrbabygirl. Bio, 24, tired and done with trash. Pin video count, 0. This cheating story time was her first viral post. I checked the timestamp. Posted 2 hours ago. Ethan had texted me 1 hour ago. Night shift again. Might be slow replying. Love you, red heart. I stared at his text, then at the TikTok. Same tattoo. Same voice in the background mumbling apologies as the girl screamed at him. I did the crazy thing everyone tells you not to do. I opened our chat and typed, Hey, can you send me a selfie? I miss your face. No response. I sent another. You on break? Everything okay? The messages stayed undelivered. I went back to the TikTok and felt nausea climb up my throat. Because almost at the end of the video, as the girl shoved him away and yelled, You told me you were done with her, Ethan. I realized I was her. I didn't sleep that night. I watched the video again and again, catching details. The kitchen tiles. A crooked magnet on the fridge that said World's Okayest Nurse. A calendar in the background with a big red circle around the 15th. Our anniversary was on the 15th. He told me he couldn't celebrate that day because of mandatory overtime. My mind was doing mental gymnastics, trying to find any explanation that didn't involve me being the side chick. Next morning, I woke up with my phone at 10% and a new notification. Ethan. Sorry babe, crazy night. Some emergency came in. Just got a chance to breathe. You good? Red heart. I stared at the message. I could have confronted him right there. Sent the TikTok. Gone nuclear. Instead, I typed. Yeah, just tired. How was work? He replied instantly. Insane. I'll call you after I crash for a few hours. Lie number 1 of the day. Because I had already checked the hospital's Instagram. They posted a story about celebrating Nurses Week with a big banner outside the ER. At 8 p.m. last night, while Ethan was saving lives, he was actually starring in a cheating TikTok. I decided to DM the girl. Hey, this is weird, but I think my boyfriend might be the guy in your video. His name is Ethan. Can we talk? I hovered over the send button for a good minute before finally pressing it. It showed seen within seconds, but no reply. My heart pounded. What if she thought I was trolling? What if I was the other woman and didn't know? 15 painful minutes later, she answered. What's your Ethan's last name? I told her. She responded with one word. Shut up. Then. Call me. She sent her number. I paced my apartment for a solid 5 minutes before hitting call. She answered on the first ring. Her voice was raw, like she'd been crying for hours. Is this Lena? She asked. Yeah, I said. Are you the TikTok girl? She snorted bitterly. Guess that's who I am now. I'm Maya. There was a moment of heavy silence. Then she asked. How long have you been dating Ethan? 3 years, I said quietly. She sucked in a sharp breath. I've been with him for 2. My knees almost gave out. I sat on the floor. We compared timelines like we were doing a group project from hell. He told me he was working nights and hated his roommates. He told her he lived alone but hated having visitors because he was an introvert. He spent weekends with his family, which to me meant his parents. But to Maya, that was his excuse for being busy. Once a month, he said he had mandatory training at the hospital. Turns out those were the weekends he told Maya he was going on romantic getaways with me. The worst part, our anniversaries were 1 week apart. He literally structured his life like a cheating Google Calendar. Maya told me the story behind the video. I wasn't feeling well at work, she said, so my manager let me leave early. I walk into my building and see his car. He told me he picked up an extra shift. I already had a weird feeling because he'd been super protective of his phone lately, so I hit record before opening the door. When she walked in, she found Ethan hooking up with some random girl from his gym in her kitchen. That girl didn't even know about me, Maya said. He told her he was single. She left crying before I could even get her name. And he told you what? I asked. That she was crazy, Maya said. That she forced herself on him, that he pushed her away. That the video was taken out of context. I laughed bitterly. Classic. Maya was quiet for a second. Lena, she said finally, did you know he calls you his crazy ex? The room started spinning. He what? He told me his psycho ex keeps trying to get back together, and that she stalks him online, Maya said. He said if I ever saw you commenting on his stuff, that I should block you. I remembered all the times Ethan avoided posting photos of us on his Instagram. I like keeping my relationship private, he'd said. Turns out he just liked keeping his double life private. We could have just blocked him and moved on. We owed him nothing. But something in me snapped. I'd wasted 3 years on a man who built his life on lies. Maya had given him a home, paid half the rent, cooked him meals. Meanwhile, he was hopping between us like we were 2 different Netflix accounts. So I said the words that changed everything. What if we make our own video? Maya went quiet. You mean like a TikTok? She asked. Not just any TikTok, I said. A part 2. But this time, we control the narrative. We planned everything over the next few days. Step 1, be nice to Ethan. I mean nauseatingly nice. Double texts, cute selfies, voice notes. We wanted him comfortable. Step 2, coordinate schedules. Maya told him she forgave him. Said she believed his story about the gym girl. She acted hurt, but willing to try again. He lapped it up. He told me work was stressful and he missed me so much. He suggested taking me out on a special date night that weekend to make up for all the shifts he'd missed. Perfect. Step 3, choose the location. He picked a fancy restaurant downtown, somewhere dimly lit, expensive enough to impress, but not enough to actually hurt his wallet. Maya and I picked something else. We decided she'd be there too. At the exact same time. With her phone. Recording. Step 4, the reveal. We set up a shared Google Doc with all the receipts, screenshots of our conversations, photos, date overlaps, even a screenshot of his good night text to both of us with the exact same typo. We were going to show him, on camera, that his web of lies had collapsed. Was it petty? Absolutely. Was it healthy? Probably not. Was it satisfying? Wait for it. Saturday came. My anxiety was doing the Macarena the entire day. I got ready slowly, choosing the dress he'd once called his weakness. Did I want him to suffer? Yes. Did I still, in the deepest part of my pathetic heart, want him to feel regret when he lost me? Also yes. On the ride over, he texted, "Can't wait to see you tonight, babe. You're the best thing in my life." Meanwhile, Maya sent me, "I'm already at the restaurant. Corner table. I can see the entrance." Deep breaths. When I walked in, Ethan was already there, standing up with that practiced smile, arms open. For a moment, muscle memory almost made me run into them. Instead, I hugged him lightly and sat down. He launched into a story about some crazy patient at the hospital. I nodded, watching his face, wondering how many times he told a similar story to Maya. 10 minutes into the small talk, my phone buzzed. "Maya. Ready." I typed under the table. "Do it." Seconds later, I saw her walk in out of the corner of my eye. She dressed up too, in a black dress and red lipstick. Confident, done being the background character in his lies. She approached our table, phone in hand, camera already pointed. "Hey, Ethan," she said, loud enough for everyone around us to hear. "Mind if I join you too?" He froze. I swear I watched the blood drain from his face in real time. Maya," he stammered. "What are you doing here?" She tilted her head. "Oh, I'm just filming part 2. She turned the camera slightly toward me. "Say hi to TikTok, Lena." I smiled, even though my heart was breaking. "Hi, TikTok." A couple at the next table turned to look. The waiter slowed down nearby, sensing drama. Maya pulled out a chair and sat without asking. "So," she said, placing her phone on a little stand she brought, angled perfectly at his face. "For everyone watching, this is Ethan. My boyfriend of 2 years, and apparently Lena's boyfriend of 3 years." Murmurs around us. Ethan glanced helplessly at me. "Lena, come on," he said, reaching for my hand. "You're not going to believe this crazy." I yanked my hand away and slid my phone across the table. On the screen was the Google Doc, open to a timeline of his lies. "Which part should I not believe?" I asked calmly. "The part where you told Maya I was your psycho ex, or the part where you told me she was your annoying coworker you helped move once?" He opened his mouth, but Maya interrupted. "Or the part where you texted us the exact same good-night message within 30 seconds of each other?" She pulled out her own phone, showing the timestamps to the camera. His jaw worked like he was chewing invisible gum. "I can explain," he said finally. The most cliché sentence in the world. "Please," I said. "Explain. I'd love to know how you accidentally dated 2 women for years." He tried. Oh, he tried. First, he said we were both misunderstanding the situation. Then, that we were blowing things out of proportion. He told Maya she was being dramatic, told me I was too emotional. Whenever he turned to one of us, the other would pull up a screenshot and calmly contradict him. At one point he actually said, "I didn't know how to break up with either of you." Maya laughed. "Bro, you knew how to sleep with both of us, though." The word sleep got a few raised eyebrows at neighboring tables. I leaned forward. "Ethan," I said quietly, knowing the camera was picking up every word. "You didn't just cheat. You built a whole personality on being a good boyfriend. You let me cry on your chest about being afraid of being cheated on, and you said, 'I would never do that to you.' Remember?" His eyes glossed over with what might have been guilt, or just panic at being cornered. "I was going to come clean," he muttered. "When?" Maya shot back. "After part 3 or 4. We got up eventually." I told him we were done. Maya told him to get his stuff out of her apartment by Monday, or she'd throw it all out and keep whatever she liked. As we walked out, the waiter actually gave us a subtle thumbs up. Outside, under the yellow streetlights, Maya turned the camera back on us. "So, TikTok," she said. "This is Lena, the girl Ethan told me was his psycho ex-surprise. She's not psycho. She's just been dating him longer than I have." I waved weakly. My mascara was probably halfway down my face, but I didn't care. "This isn't about revenge anymore," Maya continued. "It's about not letting people like him make us feel crazy. If you see this, and you're ignoring red flags, don't." The video cut there. She posted it that night. By morning, It had 3 million views. My phone exploded with notifications. People were stitching it, duetting it, leaving paragraphs in the comments. Some said we were petty. Some said we were icons. Some said they'd been through the same thing and wished they'd done something similar. Ethan, meanwhile, went on private. He texted me 6 times, called 10. I blocked him on everything. He sent one final email. "You embarrassed me in front of everyone. Hope you're happy." I replied, "You embarrassed yourself. We just hit record." Then I blocked his email too. It's been a few weeks. The internet has mostly moved on to the next drama, but here's what stuck with me. Cheating isn't always a one-night mistake. Sometimes it's a whole system someone builds because they're too cowardly to be honest. Ethan didn't just kiss another girl at a party. He constructed a double life, carefully scheduling us like appointments, making sure our paths never crossed. He weaponized words like crazy and emotional so that if we did meet, we'd doubt each other instead of him. The wildest part, if he hadn't been caught on TikTok, I probably would have believed his lies for another year. So if you're listening to this and wondering whether you're overthinking things, whether it's weird that your partner never posts you, or never invites you over, or gets mad when you ask simple questions, ask yourself this. If they were completely honest, would their story still make sense if you heard it from somebody else's mouth? If the answer is no, don't wait for a viral video to prove you right. I thought having my heart broken publicly would destroy me. Instead, it gave me something I never had in 3 years with Ethan. The full, unedited truth. And honestly, I'd rather be the girl in the cheating story time than the girl still living inside his lie.